What is up, guys? How is it going today? My name is Syratube, and welcome back to another flipping and money-making live stream coming at you live on this Wednesday evening where I'm from. Hopefully you guys are tuning in as well from the comfort of your own home on a relaxing Wednesday evening. Maybe it's midnight for you, I don't really know. Wherever you're tuning in from in the world, we appreciate you stopping by, so be sure to drop that like button if you do enjoy it. Now today, you'll see that we're working with a 200 mil cash stack. That's actually a 200 mil cash stack on the dot. I decided we'd showcase 200 mil flips today because that is somewhat reasonable for most cash stacks. If you're flipping with 25 mil or even 100 mil or maybe even 400 mil, any items within this range are going to be kind of similar. So I thought we'd showcase the 200 mil cash stack and see how we could do with it today. Hopefully you guys are having a great one, and let's get into the flipping. Now, I actually haven't done a lot of flipping these past couple of days. Work has been pretty busy for me. I wish I set some more overnight flips and stuff like that. I had a couple, but currently waiting on a brimstone ring flip to actually finish, which is why the cash stack is a little bit low right now. We have about a 250 mil stack liquid, so that is why I just said, hey, let's work with a 200 mil stack today. Let's get into it. We're going to do the dragon darts first today. This is like, I think I start with the dragon darts almost every single live stream. And the reason I do that is because these do fluctuate a fair bit. And I like to get the listing in the beginning just to make sure we have enough time to go ahead and complete the item. We're going to flip the limit of those, which is 11,000 every 4 hours. And we'll let that sit for a little bit. We're going to follow up with the sharks next. I'm almost thinking that the raw sharks might be a bit better than the cooked sharks today, but I'm going to go ahead and do the cooked sharks regardless. Yeah, actually the cooked sharks have a really solid margin right now. Advertised 10 GP, we're probably not going to get that original margin, but you do never know. It's worth a shot. Sharks are a very highly traded item, so anything could really happen, and margins on highly traded items are typically quite stable, so we might actually be able to get that. We'll see. Now we're going to do the Amulet of Fury next. Looks like the margin is over 10k, which in my opinion, anytime it is over 10k, it is worth flipping. Anything under 10k, I typically won't touch it, but that's just my personal opinion. Some people will flip them for like 8k each, but I honestly think that 10k or more is fine. It is a very quick flip. World of OSRS says, hey, before I go to sleep, I'm asking, are you using a voice changer? Sounds not like you. No, I'm not using a voice changer. Maybe it's just because I'm a little bit tired, but I'm surprised it doesn't sound like me. No one hijacked the stream. It's me. Don't worry. We have 15 million vials of water. That's how I know it's me. But anyway, no voice changer today. Just maybe am not as, I don't know. Why do I sound different? Really not sure. What's different about it? Is it maybe lower tone than it usually is? Maybe I'm not as excited. Maybe I have to get a little more excited for you guys. Anyway, we're going to go do the air orbs next. We're listing these for, it was like a 11 GP margin. It's not 7 GP, 11 GP margin on those. They should finish, but those first few did buy pretty quickly, so we'll have to keep a close eye on it. Hopefully it's not going to crash on us. Typically, the air orbs are going to have like a 6 to 8 GP margin in my experience, so just not as good as, or better than usual, excuse me. So hopefully we can actually hit that. Now we're going to do the battle stabs next. I'm not going to flip the full limit of these because flipping the full limit is actually quite expensive on these ones. Ooh, it's still pretty good margin though. We'll do about 2,000 of them I think first, and if it does succeed, we'll come back and flip the rest of them. We'll put that up there for now, let it do its thing. We'll follow up with the mana rays, which is another really highly traded item. I was actually surprised to see that the mana rays are actually on the top 100 most traded items in the entire game, which I find absolutely insane. I had no idea that that would ever be the case. For these, the margins are really nice on these almost all the time. And I just really had no idea that they were such a highly traded item. I knew they were traded a fair bit, but I did not think they were on the top 100 list of most traded items, especially since you get them from Fishing Trawler, which doesn't really make a lot of sense to me how it could be so highly traded. Anyway, enough of that. Let's do we can do the Bandos chestplate next. We do have 6 high volume flips going, and I do like to do some high margin flips on top of my high volume flips just to balance it out a little bit more. Plinkalplanka, I think that's how I say your name, Plinkalplanka, he says, what is this stream? We are doing a flipping and money-making live stream today, so hopefully you do enjoy it. And no Vorkath today, although we might be able to go to Vorkath on Friday if you guys are interested in doing that. No set plans on that, though. I don't have an official stream booked on Friday or anything like that, but if people want to see it, then we can definitely go ahead and do it. See, everyone is saying the same thing. Everyone's saying that I sound different and maybe the mic is off or something like that. I don't think anything to my knowledge is different. Let me check my mic settings. But anyway, let me go ahead and make sure everything sounds good on my end. That's funny that you said that, Inazuma. It's good to see you, by the way. World of RS actually said the same thing. He said, I sound a little bit different today. And maybe it's just because I'm not as energized. I think that could be the reason, but let me just make sure that all my microphone settings are good to go here as well. I can't find the dang setting. Anyway, it shouldn't sound any different. Oh, it's bugged? Okay, hold on. Let me take a look, guys. Oh man, is my microphone really messed up? That's actually really sad. No, I'm not even kidding. Let me see. You guys said I'm cutting out too. Let me go ahead and fix this up for you guys. Let me just turn around and sell everything first. What? I didn't even do anything. I didn't even do anything. I went into the settings, couldn't find out what to change, so I didn't change anything. What the? Dude, I freaking hate this, man. Anyway, welcome everybody to the stream today. I saw It's Mango was in here as well. Welcome, It's Mango. He says, you gotta stop doing these unannounced streams. It's so hard for me to time my streams, man. Like, if I feel like I want to stream, I just go ahead and pop it up. And whoever pops in, they pop in. I can start trying to give a better heads up if it's during the week. I mean, every Saturday at 12 p.m. we're streaming live here on YouTube. We're doing our money-making live stream. But if you guys want me to actually announce the weekly streams a bit better, I could probably do that. Vindes also saying, yo, I can't stay long, but do you need some cash for the stream? Vindes, today, I think we're okay, man. We're just going to work with 200 mil today. I'm going to showcase a couple of 200 mil flips and how I would go about flipping 200 mil. So hopefully you guys do enjoy that. But thank you for the offer, Vindes. Do appreciate it. And I know you can't stay long, so hopefully we can see you on the next one. We're already making some pretty good profits right off the bat here, guys. And thank you for letting me know that my microphone was kind of off. Luckily, we have that fixed out now, and we're going to go ahead and flip the battle staves here again. The margin was actually over 10 GP, which is very solid for battle staves. They are a highly traded item. I think they're in the top 100 list, and the limit on them is 11,000 every 4 hours, so it's quite high. This is the early stream I asked for, LMAO. Nuclear Toker 420. What is up, man? Thank you for stopping by. I'm glad you could make it today. This stream is hopefully early enough for you. It looks like it makes your standards, so we'll take that. And we're going to turn around and sell these Bandos chest plates as well. They were going for 20,500,000, so we'll cut that down about 5K on the selling end. See you later, Vindes. Good to see you, and thank you for stopping by. I'm still low volume. Okay, we could maybe fix that. Let's see. Let me know if is that getting any better. Maybe that's better. Let me know. But anyway, I don't know why I'm having technical difficulties today. I mean, I didn't really change any of my settings, so I'm hoping that actually helped out a bit. We could also turn down the desktop audio as well, and then the music will be a bit quieter if that's interfering. Just let me know.
The Bandos chest plates are selling. We do have another open slot, so we might as well go ahead and use it. I'll check the Infinity Boots. This is not typically an item I do flip with a 200 mil cash stack, but the reason I would like to check it today is I do know the price has increased a ton recently, so I want to go ahead. Oh, actually, the margin is not very good. Just blame YouTube. Yeah, that's right, man. We'll blame YouTube for it. Why do I sound so different? I still sound different? Like, I didn't do anything, man. World of RS says, you sound like the person who agreed for an interview, but the voice has changed because you don't want people to find out your real voice. Well, I was not trying to do that by any means, so luckily that's all fixed up now. Acro Lance popping in, he says, hey y'all, what is up, Acro Lance, man? Haven't seen you around the streams in quite some time, so I'm glad you're here today, and hopefully you can learn some tips from this 200 mil flipping session. Let's go ahead and do more of those Bandos chest plates. They worked out pretty nicely for us, and I want to see if we can hit the limit on those since we were getting 75k for every Bandos chest plate. Also, we still have another open slot like I mentioned before. We're going to fill that up with the Diamond Dragon Bolts E, one of my personal favorite low cash stack flips. The margins on these can get really, really nice, and on top of that, they're actually pretty easy to buy and sell. I would say it's a medium speed traded item. Like, ooh, that margin's not too great on this. We'll knock it down a little bit and see if we can get a better deal on them. Anyway. Do the Elder Maul, Syratube, Godsword. I'm not going to do the Elder Maul, and the Syratube and Godsword might be a little bit expensive for us with the 200 mil stack, but we might be able to check it out. World of RS says, good night, I'm off to bed, gonna get some profits. Hopefully you do. And yes, it's Mango. Berserker Ring, Archer's Ring, you know we're gonna hit those, man. And the Brimstone Rings, guys, they plummeted in price. Currently, the Brimstone Rings are trading for 3.3 million GP. That is so cheap for the Brimstone Rings. I think it's the cheapest all-time price by about 200k. So when items get really cheap, cheaper than they normally do, sometimes there are good items to actively flip. Anyway, we did finish up the Air Orbs flip and the Amulet of Fury. We're already up to 334k, and we're only 12 minutes into the live stream, on top of some technical difficulties. Whips, we could do Whips Nuclear, but I don't really think Whips have a great margin, so I'm not really going to do that. We'll do the Berserker Ring next, though. That is another great suggestion coming in from It's Mango. And It's Mango is also coming in and saying, do you think the Brimstone Ring is a good investment? Very good question. I would say it's too soon to tell, to be honest. These Berserker Rings aren't great, but maybe we'll do 3 of them, and we'll leave it after that. I don't think the Brimstone Rings are a good investment yet. Now, while you might be able to get in on a good deal for the Brimstone Rings, it's too soon to tell. They've gone down so much in price that they could keep going down, to be quite honest. I'm just trying to actively flip them. Anytime an item plummets a lot, I try to actively flip it because I know the margins will tend to be a bit better than they normally are, as the volatility on the item is above average. Oh, sorry, Clyde Frog, you did ask this question before. Welcome to the stream, by the way. He's asking, how are you tracking your profits? What program is that? Is it RuneLite? Yes, it is a RuneLite plugin. It is called I think it's called Flipping Utilities. Some people also call it Flipping Statistics, I think. But it's called Flipping Utilities. It is a great plugin, my favorite RuneLite plugin ever. It's such a good tool to track your profits while you're flipping. And honestly, it's super helpful if you are a new flipper. So I highly recommend you check it out. Let's go ahead and do the Dragon Arrows next as well. The Dragon Arrows are such an insane item in my opinion. I flip these all the time, even when I have all of my money with me. And the reason I do that is because the margins on these things are freaking insane. Look at this, man. And the limit on these is, I think it's, yeah, 11,000 every 4 hours, which is just nuts. So we're going to go ahead and list that. Hopefully it buys up. We're going to cut back on the Bandos chest plates as well, just to make sure we can get them off for the original margin. We'll do 494 on that sell offer. Awesome, thanks, man. No problem, Clyde Frog. Glad we could help you out. And if you need any help setting it up or anything, just let us know. We've set it up for a bunch of people, and we can help you out as well. Now, these battle staffs aren't buying it this time around, so we're going to stick away from those. We do have to keep pretty active here with our flips today because we are flipping with a 200 mil cash stack, so we don't want to end up sitting on items for too long. We're going to go ahead and investigate the prayer potions next. The prayer potions, honestly, just like a really nice flip for maybe like a 50 to 75 mil cash stack. Some people don't like them because the limit is only 2,000 every 4 hours, which is quite low to some people's standards. Either way, though, I still flip them, and I think they're a great item to flip. Another one on top of that is the Super Restore Potion. I love flipping these things. Let's go ahead and check the margin out on that one. And the Berserker Rings sold. Very nice on that. Nuclear asking another question. He says, I noticed in the Discord group that the Ranar seeds are dropping. Will they come up again? Yes, they will, but it is a matter of time of when they will actually turn around and start to come back up. At this moment in time, it's actually it's kind of too early to tell as far as the Ranar seeds, so I don't recommend buying any. The reason is I bought them when they were 44k each, and I still have them, so they're getting quite cheap in price, and I'm actually just losing money every day that I hold on to them. I am waiting for a rebound to come around, but it is taking a long time, a lot longer than I thought. So I think for now, it's probably just best to stay away from the Ranar seeds. It's, you know, when it actually does start coming back up in price, then you can start thinking about an investment. But at this current moment in time, again, it's just a little too risky for the average player. And personally, it was too risky for me, and I still have, I think I have like 1,000 something seeds, and it's just not going well. Anyway, if you guys are enjoying this stream today, please do drop a like. It really does help me out a lot. Subscribe if you want more content like this. I'm always bringing flipping content and flipping live streams to the channel for you guys to enjoy, so I'm hoping you do enjoy it. On top of that as well, we do have a Discord group. There is a link in the description below for that. We talk about flipping and just trading strategies in there all day. So if you are interested in learning some new flipping tips, definitely join us on there. We'd love to have you. Not a lot of price action on the Diamond Dragon Balls E right now. We'll let those sit for a little bit longer. We did lower the margin like 5 GP under its current margin, so they might take a little bit longer than normal. And we have a 10 mil stack though still. The blood runes were not looking too great, so we'll check out the nature runes. I know that they're super cheap right now, so it'll be interesting to see if they do have a good margin or not. Although they are free to play, so we could get a 1 GP margin. 2 GP is worth it in my opinion. I mean, we do have 10 mil sitting here, so we might as well deploy our cash into it. Also, we have Nice One popping into the chat today. He says, what is up, Syra? Nothing much, man. Just enjoying a nice little flipping session after work today. And it was a long day, dude, so I feel like I just want to kick back and flip for a while, make some GP, and just relax with you guys. So thanks for stopping by today, and drop a like if you do enjoy it. We are working with a 200 mil cash stack flat today, so any profits we make are from a 200 mil stack. We are already up to 450k, which is pretty solid. Daddy Dame says F. What happened? Did I lose money or something? No, I don't think so. I think we're good for now. No F's in the chat yet, boys. Not yet. Although, I don't know, if you guys are in my Discord group, you might have seen it. I did post a 6 mil loss today on an item I tried to flip. And when it was the Nail Beast, I think it's like Nail Beast Nails or something. I don't know. Anyway, it was an item it's an item used in Super Restore Potions. And they were really expensive when I was starting to flip them. They were about like 26k or something around there. So I was like, this looks like a pretty good flip. I might as well give it a shot. And I did try to flip them and failed miserably. I ended up selling them today for about 17k each, totaling to a 6 mil loss. It could have been a lot worse, so I'm happy it wasn't. And they just plummeted in price today. It is one of those ingredients in Super Restore Potions, or no, not Super Restores. I think Sanfew Serums? I think it's an ingredient in that, so... Anyway, that was quite the big loss today, but I will say I do have a 17 mil flip that I have not posted yet. I'll be posting it tomorrow, and it's quite impressive, so hopefully you guys do enjoy that one. And these sharks are not buying here at the bottom price, so we're going to go ahead and check those again. I'll just go ahead and sell one and actually see what they're going for. Jordy Baldy says, hey all, I'm sorry I'm late, I was just finishing my run. No problem, Jordy. Hopefully the run was good, and good for you for getting some exercise, because I know I freaking need some, man. Anyway, let's go ahead and buy more sharks. We'll list 9,500 to go a little bit under the full limit there. Tomb also says, hey man, good to see you. I saw the PVM live stream the other day. I like the idea of doing other kinds of videos. Cheers, mate. Thank you, Tomb, man. Let me ask you, did you come in from the Vorkath live stream? Because if you did, that's pretty interesting, man. And thanks for stopping by. This is typically what we do here on the channel is flipping content and money-making strategies. So any kind of PVM that we do will probably relate to money-making in some way or another. And I mean, just PVM in the game in general is about money-making for the most part. Grubby also says, hello. What is up, Grubby, man? Thank you for stopping by. He says, love the vids, man. Keep up the good work. Thank you, dude. Appreciate that. This is what I needed. Honestly, I'm in such a better mood now. Like, work today was just super annoying and long, and oh, man, it just feels good to be done with it and kicking back with, you know, something I love doing. So, thank you guys for stopping by and supporting it. Grubby says, you are collecting vials of water, right? Yes, I am. I do have quite a large stack of them, I'd like to say. Currently, we have 15 million, so that's really awesome right now. The goal is to eventually get 100 mil, but I don't know if we're going to get there. I gotta be honest. The 100 mil vial of water stack, I think we were going to do like a big draw party or something when we got that. So, yes, that is the goal. Do I think we're going to get there? Probably not, but it's always good to have a goal. He says, all right, I'll hook you up in a little. Looking forward to it, Grubby. Thank you, man. I haven't watched these mana rays here in a minute. Have they been moving? Like, I don't know if anyone's seen it, but let me know if they've still been buying up. I got to keep a closer eye on those. On top of that, these prayer potions, we can leave those for a little bit longer. We are going to switch up the Diamond Dragon Bolts E, though, because there's just not a lot of price action on those right now. Let's just do the regular Dragon Bolt. Now, these are actually pretty good to flip. A lot of people don't flip these because they think that other Diamond Dragon Bolts E or Ruby Dragon Bolts E are used a lot more and the demand is a lot higher. But you can't forget that people do take these darts, or not darts, bolts, and they change them into those actual like gemstone versions, right? So there is still some demand on these, but today there is no demand. So we'll try the Dragon Bolts Unfinished. These are also pretty good. And we also bought all of these Zamorakian Spears, so we're going to go ahead and try to buy and sell a few of those as well. Pretty good margin on the unfinished bolts here. We're going to go ahead and list the limit, which is 12,000 or 13,000 every 4 hours, excuse me. We'll list that, let it do its thing. We're going to turn around and sell these Zamorakian Spears as well. Now, we'll list them for 16,925,995. Looking good right now, guys. 450k in profit so far. Let's hope we can extend that. Also, Tomb says, nah man, you taught me how to merch. I've got my own Excel file and all now, lol. But yeah, it was nice refresher to see some other stuff besides money-making methods, so keep it up. Thank you, dude. We can definitely go do another Vorkath stream as well. The reason I haven't done one since the previous stream is because I don't have my webcam with me. And I want to put my webcam on when we go to the stream, or when we go to Vorkath, just because I think it'll be a little bit more fun. So next time we have the Vorkath stream, I will have the webcam, and I just bought a new one as well, and it's pretty nice. I'm excited for that, so look forward to the next Vorkath stream. It'll be a lot of fun. 12 viewers in here today. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for stopping by and checking out the flipping session. Let me know if you guys have any questions about what to flip with your cash stack or anything related to flipping or money making in old school RuneScape. I've got the tips to hook you guys up, so if you need it, let me know. Working with a 200 mil cash stack today, by the way, guys. Yeah, I don't think these mana rays are moving. I could be wrong, but I don't think I've seen a lot of price action on them in a minute. We're going to turn around and sell them for... What were they going for? It doesn't feel right, that original one. Okay, we'll just check it again. That way we can see if it moved. Let's do the mana ray. See what we can get going for that. Ooh, pretty good margin. It actually went up, I think. 1,091 each. We'll go ahead and sell that. And the bank is coming in, boys. If those sell, that's going to be a really solid flip. It's going to be a lot of money coming in from that. Tomb, I got to ask you, man. You said you had an Excel file for flipping. Is that for tracking items or tracking profits? I'm curious. Because I have a whole Excel file that I used to use that would, it would just do quick calculations of the profit for me, so I didn't have to use my brain. But now that we have the flipping utilities plugin, it's really not necessary anymore. I typically only use it on bigger items, though, because kind of the high margin stuff is not too hard to figure out in your head. I really hope we finish these dragon arrows here. There's just so much profit behind dragon arrows. If you're not flipping dragon arrows, I highly recommend checking it out. It is such an amazing flip for a smaller cash tag. I think we need to adjust the sell price on the dragon darts as well. We do have 10,000 of them, so we need to be a little bit careful with how we go about selling these. Let's see what we got here. Oh, someone did undercut me by 1, so that's probably why we weren't selling any there. We're going to go ahead and try to go 1 under their offer. Anyway, guys, thank you for stopping by the stream today. Hopefully you are enjoying it. I know I'm having a blast over here. I love flipping in RuneScape. You guys know that. I've been doing it for so long, so hopefully you guys enjoy it. And maybe you can learn something today. Let me know if you have any questions. Yeah, just kick back and flip. Tomb says, I don't know how to get extensions on RuneLite. But that's dope. Mine doesn't do that at all. I only made one because of your 1-hour merch challenge you did. And during your 1-hour merch challenge, you did a list of high and low volume items. Yes, I did do that. That is true. So I'm glad that helped out, though. He also says that has been working out for you lately, and it went so smooth. I also started keeping tabs like that and updating how my profits worked. If you can actually track your profits like all the time, constantly, it is a really, really powerful thing to do. It's good to see how much your cash tag is growing as you progress. And I think you'll notice that when you flip and you get more money from flipping, you're going to make more money because your cash tag is bigger. But anyway. It's Mango says, do you flip the orbs on your account? Do you mean, which orbs do you mean? Do you mean the air orbs, or like the water orbs, fire orbs, or do you mean like the volatile orbs, the eldritch orbs, those more expensive items? I've done all of them basically. I haven't done the harmonious orb. That's the only one I haven't done. I've done a few volatile orbs, I've done a few eldritch orbs. I really like flipping the volatile orb, but it is quite expensive, so you gotta make sure that when you're flipping it, you're actually getting in for a decent price. So anytime I'm actually looking to flip the volatile orb, the eldritch orb as well, actually, I'm looking to make sure it's already pretty cheap, and that I think it's gonna be a good deal regardless of when I actually buy in. So I only do it if it looks like it's kind of cheap already. Because otherwise, you could lose a lot of money doing that. Especially flipping them overnight is actually pretty tough. It's just hard to get the listing right. There's not a lot of information on GE Tracker because it's so low, like the volume is so low. So you got to make sure that when you list an offer for it, it is a very conservative offer. I don't know, Mango, do you flip them at all? Or have you had success with them? These Zamorakian spears are not selling. We might have to adjust them even further downward. We can knock them by like 10k. And that's really going to kill our profit on it, and it's going to be a big waste of time just because we have so much invested into this item already. I mean, it's basically half of our cash stack that we started working with today, so we need to be a little bit careful with how we manage our money here on this stream. I'm not used to working with 200 mil. I usually have a little bit more to work with, so it's a bit tough today. We need to make sure that we're following all the flipping protocol. It's Mango says, I flip them, some days I lose, some days I win. I actually feel the same way. It's almost very inconsistent of an item, right? And the reason I do like to flip them though is because once you find the margin, you kind of know the price range that it fluctuates around. So once you find it once and you spend that, I wouldn't manually check the item, but once you buy and sell one just naturally, and you actually find the margin on it, then I keep trying to flip it, because now that you know the margin, it's worth trying it again, and just because the margin information on that is so valuable. Hopefully that kind of makes sense. Grubby says, have you ever flipped coconuts? Recently they have been really good for me. No, I don't think I've ever flipped coconuts before. What do you even use coconuts for in RuneScape? I don't even know. Like, I'm sure obviously some cooking recipes or maybe some potions as well, but I don't even know what they're used for. I really couldn't tell you. Like, no one's definitely training cooking with coconuts. Ooh. It's for farming. Oh yeah, that could be right. Maybe you give like the farmer the batch of coconuts or whatever. That would actually make sense. I'm sure some cooking recipes too. Yeah, protecting trees, that's what it is. Thank you. These prayer potions are slowly buying. They're taking a lot longer than they normally do. Typically, when I actually put an offer in for the prayer potions, or generally this goes for a lot of potions, but I'm only really waiting on them for about, I don't know, 5 to 10 minutes. Any longer than that, I probably would just cancel it. Nice One says, what's a good moneymaker that I can do that doesn't need any money and can be done on mobile? That's actually a great question. Let me think about that for a minute. Any mobile moneymakers? I mean, it's kind of tough. You could do more Mire Fungus running, but I don't know if that's really a great profit per hour. And you do need the Mortania Hard Diaries done as well. So that might not be the best. Let me think about that one. Fletching you could do if you wanted to flip at the same time. That's probably your best option, since flipping on mobile is possible, and it's actually not too bad to do. You could, I actually would recommend fletching and flipping at the same time. I used to do that a lot. I used to fletch, and that's why my fletching is 92. I used to fletch all the time while I was flipping, and it added like about 250 to 300k an hour to my flipping profits. So I used to love doing that a lot. I would flip like a 2-hour session, and by the end of it, I would have 500k alone just from fletching. So I do recommend checking out fletching as a moneymaker as long as you are flipping at the same time. If you're not, then it's maybe not the best option. You could also do alching if you are free to play. There is a CC called, I think it's like World 310 Anvil or something. I think is the CC name. And they sell you items that you can profit from alching. So it's kind of nice. I have a whole video on that though if you're interested, and I can send it your way if you want to watch it. 79 million GP. Let me think. We could try like the Uncharged Toxic Trident. We'll do the Enchanted one today. The only reason I picked this is because it's kind of around like a 10 mil item, so that's kind of what I was looking for. We could also do the Blowpipe as well, but this is not a great margin. Usually when I flip the Uncharged Toxic Tridents, I'm looking for at least a 60k profit, I would say. But since we do have the margin, we might as well give it a shot. Thank you guys all for tuning in today. By the way, leave a like if you are enjoying the live stream. Really does help me out a lot. Subscribe if you want more content like this. I'm always bringing flipping content and flipping live streams to the channel for you guys to enjoy. So hopefully you do enjoy it. We're about halfway through this session right now, and these Zamorakian spears are just the biggest curse of Zamorak on me right now. They are selling, which is great. But at the same time, we're only getting like a 10k margin on them, which is really a downer because it took so much money to actually go ahead and flip them in the first place. So I was really hoping we're going to get more profit on that. On a plus side though, the dragon arrows, they do look like they're pretty much finished buying, and we did get a majority share of them, so I'm going to go ahead and try to sell them for 1 GP under the original margin. The dragon arrows are such an insane item. I love flipping these things. They are, honestly, probably the best low cash stack flip I found is the dragon arrow. Like, you can flip them with, I don't know, a 3 mil cash stack, and you'll actually make some good money off of it. I also want to check the Amethyst Crystal here in a minute. So hopefully we can clear up a few extra slots here, and we'll get that going as well. turn around and sell the Dragon Bolts unfinished. We'll go for 1,065 GP each. And these mana raids are going to take a minute as well. But we do have a really good margin on those, so we might as well just be patient. Grubby suggested woodcutting for his moneymaker. That's actually not a bad one too, as long as you want to get 99 woodcutting as well. I would actually used to do that on mobile. It's like my only mobile activity for a long time was just going and chopping logs, because it's something you can actually do and it's pretty relaxing when you're on mobile. It's not super intensive. You can kind of click a tree, put your phone down for a minute, and that's kind of like how I like using mobile. I usually use it to check flips when I'm on the go and things like that. So it's quite nice to do for some AFK skills. Nice One says, I might go check out fletching, especially since I want to AFK hole while watching the stream. I'll BRB 5 minutes. All right, no worries, man. Take your sweet time. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm just going to go fill up my water really quick. It's only going to take a minute. And we are back. That was like 10 seconds. Fishing isn't bad on mobile either. I'm thinking about moneymakers though, right? Like, fishing is, I mean, like, here's the woodcutting, fishing, they're not great moneymakers, really. That's the problem. So I want to suggest something that, like, is at, I would say, at least 500k an hour, and I don't know. Off the top of my head, I can't really think of anything. Okay, I'm really hoping we can get this last Zami Spear off. It's just taking way longer than I thought. Let's go ahead and do these prayer potions off as well. We'll turn around and sell them for the one under the original margin. We might as well play it safe. And they are selling, so that is really excellent for us. We're going to check the Dragon Bolt unfinished margin one more time. I just want to know what they're buying for. Thank you guys for stopping by today. I know it's kind of a random stream. We're not typically streaming at this time. Typically we do these Saturdays at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but I do want to bring more content to the channel for you guys, because you know what? You deserve it, okay? So we're going to do that. And I don't know if you guys saw the 10 to 100 mil flipping episode today, but we had the next episode of that, episode 10, come out today as well. So if you haven't seen that, go check it out. Last episode was actually really good. We had some insane overnight profits for a 20 mil cash stack. Let me tell you that. If you're a player who maybe doesn't have as much GP and you're trying to look on, hey, how can I use this GP and actively flip with it or flip overnight with it, then the 10 to 100 mil series, I mean, it's just honestly a great series for anyone with a smaller stack who's trying to learn how to flip and really get into flipping. Nice One says, I am back. Apparently I can make headless arrows for 200k an hour, and it only requires 1 fletching. Hey, well look at that. I actually have never heard of that before. I wonder why. Why headless arrows? I guess because people fletch regular arrows and they can't be bothered to actually make the, what are they called? Arrow shafts, I think? Anyway. Shows how much I know about the game. I don't even know what it's called. Let's do the toxic bull pipes instead. Those uncharged tridents are just taking a little bit too long. Man, I can't get a good margin on anything tonight. There is a 5k margin on it, which is just not even worth it. We're going to stay away from that. We'll do the Amulet of Torture next, since we do have 143 mil here to work with. It should make us a little bit of profit. It's probably going to be our best flip of the night if I had to guess. Oh yeah, that's the kind of margin we're looking for there, boys. All right, let's take this and we'll get a few of these Amulets of Torture going. We'll list 7 of them, which is pretty much the limit since we bought and sold 1, which the limit is 8 hours. Or not 8, oh my, I can't even speak, man. The limit is 8 traded every 4 hours. Can this Zamorak Spear just disappear, please? Thank you. Tyler Peterson says, why the heck are nature runes so cheap? Dude, bro, You want to see something? I don't know, but you tell me, man. Okay, I don't want them to be cheap either. I've got a lot of them. Hopefully they start going back up in price soon. I do expect that they will, but again, time will only tell, and it's impossible to predict when the item is at its cheapest price. There's no way to predict it. There's ways to kind of tell, like, hey, this item is cheaper than normal, but you can never tell when an item is at its absolute cheapest price. Yes, alright. That Zamorakian Spear is gone. We really needed that off of our GE slot there, so that is a really nice one. Let's do the Dragon Crossbow next, actually. We'll do a few of these. Now, these aren't my favorite, I gotta be honest. I don't love the Dragon Crossbows, but I will say they do behave very similar to the Necklace of Anguish, which I find to be a very good flip, and it's actually not too hard to flip at all. A very small margin on the Dragon Crossbows right now, about 6k each. We'll try to get 10 of them in and out, just because I don't really know what else to flip besides that right now. So, anyway, we got the Prayer Potions off as well, so that was very nice. We'll follow that up with the Amethyst Crystal. Now, this was a flip I said I wanted to check out earlier, and it does look like it did hit its bottom price recently, at least in the short term. They were trading for about 920 a few days back, so now that they're going back up in price, I'm happy to see it, and typically when margins are fluctuating a lot, the flip is pretty good. You can you want to flip items that are either, like, I mean, not flip over the long term, but any item that's moving a lot in price up and down is really great to flip. They call that volatility if you're unaware. So any items that are super volatile, they are really nice to flip. What about Ranar Seeds? Those are low too. Yep, I also have Ranar Seeds. I think I have 1,000 of them, which I bought for 44k each, and I think they're 33k each now. So all of my like investments right now, guys, they're just going super poorly. So that just goes to show you that you never know the cheapest item price, and anytime you're doing a long-term investment, you should really know, kind of manage your risk a little bit. Don't invest all your cash stack into one single item, because again, you could lose all of it and as that item goes back down in price. Yikes, so 33k seems like a good buy right now. Yeah, I mean, it seems like a good buy, but also 44k seemed like a great buy as well, so it's actually very hard to tell. That's why I think you just, you could either, there's two strategies to really go about it, right? You wait until the item clearly has found a bottom and it's starting to go back up in price, and then you buy in at that point. Or what you do is when the item is crashing, every once in a while, like every week or so, you buy a certain quantity of the Ranar Seed. We'll just use Ranar Seed as an example. So, for example, if I was to buy 1,000 Ranar Seeds for 44k, and then another week goes by and now the Ranar Seeds are 36k, and I bought another 1,000, well, now my average price is like, I don't know, 39, 38k or something like that, so it's a lot cheaper to actually do it that way. But anyway, you love those mana rays. Oh, yes I do, Tyler, let me tell you. Now, these mana rays, they actually were advertising a great margin before, but we might have crashed that margin. Originally, we weren't supposed to get as much money. Okay, so the margin is decreasing on us a little bit, but we're going to go ahead and try to capture that before it gets too low. Welcome, everybody, to the stream, by the way. Hopefully, you guys are enjoying it today. Drop a like if you are. It really does help me out a ton, and I really would appreciate it. So, thank you guys for that. Let's keep flipping here. We got those sharks sold off as well. Happy to see that. We got them off for 770, so originally we were advertised, I think, a 10 GP margin, and then that crashed down to a 4 GP margin. So a little bit unfortunate on that, but again, not a big deal. I'll easily take 4 GP on sharks any day, man. We'll also do the raw sharks next. I rarely ever flip the raw sharks when I flip the cooked sharks, so I would be curious to see how these are doing for us. Okay, 1 GP margin on the raw sharks. We're not going to do that. Been a sub for a few years now. Every video, Zolver Scales, Mana Rays, Air Orbs. Yes, dude. Especially some of the older streams, we flip the Air Orbs all the freaking time, man. I did flip them earlier today, so I don't know if you were here for that or not, Tyler, but we're keeping the tradition alive. And speaking of these Zolver Scales, we're going to go ahead and flip these as well. Thank you for the reminder. Zolver Scales have been shooting back up in price, guys, and you know what I just said. When items are volatile and the prices are going up and down constantly, they are very good to flip. So anytime you see an item that's bouncing up and down constantly, that's when you want to get in and start flipping that item. We're going to go ahead and do these over scales here for a 2 GP margin. Anything less than a 2 GP margin, in my opinion, it makes the over scales not worth flipping. So don't waste your time on a 1 GP margin. It's really just not worth it. We're going to go ahead and sell these dragon crossbows. Oh my goodness, all those over scales bought, which is a little bit spooky. Usually if you list an item and it instantly buys like that, there is usually a crash going on. So hopefully that is not the case. We're going to go ahead and try to sell these for 211 GP each and hope for the best. Now, these nature runes are absolutely struggling right now. We're going to go ahead and sell them for 200 GP each, try to get them off and do something else. Looks like we're having a little bit of competition on our margins, which is not super surprising. But yeah, look, everything we're getting price checked on. So we do need to be aware of that and just stay active with our flips here. Yeah, 1026. I know one of you is overcutting these. Don't lie to me. I know you guys are doing it. How dare you? Just kidding. I mean, I obviously don't like it, but I understand that people will do it, so... 211. Look how fast those Zoro scales went, man. Whew. Just so quick. We're going to turn around and sell these tortures as well. We'll do it for 16,559,995 each. And we got to sell these unfinished bolts off as well. And we got the nature runes off. That went really quick. Look at all this profit coming in like super fast. 915k already in profits, guys. We are working with a 200 mil cash stack flat today, so that is a little bit different than we typically do. Most of the time, I just take my whole bank out and start flipping with it, but right now, I just wanted to showcase what flipping with a 200 mil cash stack is actually like. So if you guys have any questions about what to flip with your cash stack or anything related to flipping, please let me know. I've been doing this on YouTube for about 4 years now, so I'd love to help you guys out and teach you guys how to flip. That's what these live streams are all about, is showcasing good flips for you guys all to use. And just to teach like the methods behind how to flip and all that stuff. So if you're a longtime fan, you understand. You guys ever get like a ping on Discord, like someone adds you and then like you the chat is just going crazy? Anyway, so those dragon crossbows really didn't make us any money. I don't really know why I went ahead and flipped them. Like it's like a 5k margin on those. Like really can't be asked to do that too much. So we're gonna try the serpentine helms next. So you might be noticing by this point in time, if you've been watching the live stream for a couple of minutes at least, I tend to focus on a lot of like mid-level PVM items. I think those typically are the best to flip with a kind of like a, I would say 50 to 200 mil cash stack. Those items are actually really great to flip. So anything like Darox, Guthans, things like that are just really good to try out. So we'll try the Guthans armor sets next and see if we have any luck with that. The Guthans and Darox... Dude, the margins today, man. It's just so brutal out here today. Can't get a good margin on anything, it seems. We'll go ahead and try to get something else in here as well. We got to compete with these Amethyst Crystal here too, which we will. We could do the Magic Log next as well. We'll check that out. 1 GP margin on the magic logs. We're going to skip that. Again, 1 GP margin, probably not really worth your time. Oh, wow. We made 270k on the mana raise. We didn't even get the whole limit. My goodness, man. That is a lot of money. That's probably one of the better mana ray flips I've ever had. So, just to show you the power of the... these are actually one of the top 100 traded items as well, the mana rays. So, that's crazy. Alright, we'll go ahead and collect all of our profits here, guys. Thank you, thank you. We're going to turn around and sell these for just a little bit cheaper. seems like the price might have moved a little bit. Let's do the, try the, I don't really want to do too much high-end PVM stuff today on the stream. Let me think about what we can do next. We'll try those Diamond Dragon Bolts E again. See if the margin got any better. That's the thing I like about high volume items. If something doesn't flip right away, or it doesn't have a good margin, you can actually just come back to it and check it whenever. Since the buy limit is so high on them and it's cheap to do a margin check, it's not always a bad idea to do something like that. Okay, so we've got the Amulet Crystal buying and selling here. Let's do... We checked the Archer's rings, Berserker rings. We'll try the Brimstone rings here. I haven't flipped a ton of these yet. What? That's not real, right? That's not real, man. I'm not at limit. I'm not at the limit. I haven't flipped them yet. Wait, what? Wait, really? Wait, hold on. Hold on. I don't want to margin check one right now. I'm super scared to do that because there's no way that the Brimstone rings aren't buying for 3.9 mil right now. Something's wrong. Anyway, I'm not touching those. Something sketchy is going on with them. We'll skip on those for now. Let's do cut diamonds. I've never done cut diamonds, but we'll do them right now. We'll see how it goes. Cut diamonds. I think you just type diamond. Not the diamond amulet. This is how you know I don't do PvP, is because my clicks are god-awful. I'll try the diamond right now, although it's probably not an item I'm gonna like, just because it is a free-to-play item, so typically I don't flip free-to-play items as much, but hey, since you suggested it, Tyler, we're gonna give it a shot. We have 67 mil still to work with. Let's do the Monkfish next. I really like flipping these as well. Super cheap right now, too. And that runs us about 5 mil on the limit there, which is not too bad. And we'll do the, let's see, 62 mil. We could try, I don't want to keep doing too many consumables, but how about the Dragon Knife, actually? That actually might have a good margin on it. These things used to be like 3K each. I don't really know what happened to the price. Looks like we can get about a 10 GP margin on those, which, in my opinion, that's good enough for the Dragon Knives. So we're going to go ahead and list those, let them do their thing. Rage Virus says, hey, nice looking flipping session so far. Thank you, Rage Virus, man. Thanks for stopping by as well. Hopefully you are enjoying it. Man, these Dragon Arrows are struggling. All of our flips today are just doing really poorly. Let's see. Dragon Arrows, let's see what we can sell them for. 677. So it did go down a little bit in price, but we're still making profit on them. So I'm not too ashamed about that. Also, we got the Amulets of Torture off. Very nice. Looks like there was just a little bit of a selling wall there, but once we got through that, no big deal. 147 mil. Let's do the Bandos Tacets next, guys. I will touch a lot of the higher traded PVM items. I do think they are pretty good flips. It looks like we're going to get a pretty good margin on the Tacets right now, so pretty happy with that. We'll do 5 of them. See what we can get going for that. 1.28 mil in profit so far, so pretty solid session for a 200 mil cash stack. I wish we were a little bit higher, but we've hit some turbulence along the way, so not really ashamed in it at all. Still a pretty solid performance so far. We do have one Bandos Tacet already, so we're going to go turn around and sell that. We got 2. And 3. Almost have them all. And we actually already sold 1, so that's great. Really good margin on these right now. This is typically what happens in a flipping session is you'll buy and sell some items back and forth. It'll be like so-so, and then eventually you'll just get a really good profit on something, and it just brings your profit per hour up by a ton. We also got all of these diamonds bought as well, so I guess we'll turn around and try to sell them. I don't know how well that's going to work, but if it does work, it'll actually be a decent profit considering it is a free-to-play item. I'm pretty happy with that. Wow. Whoa, that went really quick. Let's do another one for the diamonds. We did make 62K on the diamonds just right off the bat, so good suggestion coming from Tyler on those. I didn't think they'd be that good because they are a free-to-play item, so I'm actually surprised. Let's do the Dragonfire Shield next. I think that is a good suggestion coming in from Tomb. We'll do... Here's the thing. I wish, like, I could just type accurately. That way I can just get to the item immediately. Yeah, that was quick. Those tacits also went really quick as well, so those are all very surprising. A pretty good margin on the Dragonfire Shields. Nothing crazy, but I think it's worth hitting. It's about, what, 10K on those? So, pretty decent. We can't be picky since our cash stack, the 200 mil cash stack is not amazing, so we can't be too picky with our items. Try to get a couple more tacits in as well. These Dragonfire Shields are buying up too, so that is good to see. We already have 1.6 mil in profit, and we just made like, I don't know, 500, 400K in like, what, a minute and a half, 2 minutes? Really nice. That's what I'm saying, like, eventually you just have a flipping session and all your stuff will start buying up. It's great. Or selling, whatever you want. Not whatever you want, whatever happens. God, man. 17 people in here today. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for stopping by. Really do appreciate it. If you are enjoying the live stream, do drop a like. Really does help me out a lot. Subscribe if you want more content like this. I'm always bringing flipping content and flipping live streams to the channel for you guys to enjoy. So hopefully you do enjoy it. Grubby says, how many vials of water do you want? I want as many as you think is... How do you say it? Like... I want as many as you think I deserve. How about that? These amethyst crystals are just not going well. Someone is overcutting and undercutting all of our stuff here today, so we need to make sure we're keeping up to date with our margins. 1030, so didn't we buy them for 1030? No, or was it like... It was, I mean, a little bit cheaper. We'll just let that sit down there. It's probably going to come back up. So we'll list for 1035. We'll just let that sit for a little bit longer. World 321. Every time I'm flipping or on the game, in general, I'm in World 321. So if you want to check that out, just or find me in game, just World 321 anytime I'm online. If I'm not in World 321, it usually means I'm on mobile. Just a good tip for you all. And look at that. The Dragon Arrows netted us 118K. Really solid profit on those. Pretty good margin on the cooked Karambans as well. Looks like they are going back up in price too. So we'll try to capitalize on that. All of our other flips seem to be doing okay so far. I'm here. Can you trade me? Absolutely, man. This is what I look like. This is like my standard flipping fashion escape right here. Anyway. Oh, sorry, but I didn't even see you trading. Wow, 20,000 vials of water coming in from C7 Bulk, who I assume is Grubby in the chat. So thank you, man. I really do appreciate that. 20,000 vials of water added to the stack, man. Whew. It's going to be 16 mil before you guys know it. We had some absolute massive vial of water donations. I think, like, last flipping live stream, it was just insane. Make sure we're watching all of our offers here, making sure everything is still moving. I don't want want to knock the Bandos Tasses up too much. The margins probably collapsed by this point, so I think we'll just take the ones that we did buy and sell as a Syratube blessing, and we'll move on from that. We do have, well, we're coming up on the hour mark here, but I'll flip for a little bit longer. Let's do, I could do the Ring of Suffering next, but it's a little bit too expensive. What can we flip? Maybe like the Carol's Leather top might be a good thing to try. These usually rock a pretty good margin. I like to do the Carol's Leather stuff like overnight a lot. It's not, I mean, here's the thing is, if you're not getting 10k on a PVM item, it's probably not really worth flipping. So I'm not going to go ahead and do that today. We could do something like the Lance maybe, but yeah, it's going to be an expensive margin check on that. We'll try it out though. Hopefully we don't throw all the profits away with this one, man. We'll see. Pretty good margin on those. Go ahead and do one. Have you ever done crushed bird nests? I haven't. I haven't either, but I actually have heard they're a decent flip. Nice, and the reason those crushed bird nests are a good flip is because I think they're used in super restores, right? So that makes them good. Green D-Hide has a decent margin. We'll check that out, Wukong, in literally 1 second, man. Nice One says, I'm flipping with 1 mil right now, and I've realized that that it's actually viable to flip with this amount. You just need to flip the cheap items that have a decent margin. Absolutely, Nice One. It is, you can flip with 1 mil, but it's maybe not as optimal if you were to flip with a bigger cash stack. So that's typically why I recommend if people want to learn how to flip, they have at least 5 mil. Because while they're going to be able to make profits with 5 mil that are going to seem somewhat realistic to what they should be getting profit per hour wise. And I just don't like to recommend people start with too small of a cash stack because it's just harder to learn. We'll cut back on the Dragon Knives here. It's one of those flips that takes a little bit more time than, you know, I think some of the more average flips we do here are. But we'll do the green Dragon Hide next because I absolutely love flipping the green Dragon Hide. It does look like it's starting to come back up in price a little bit from its low. It did go down to like 1,530 GP each, I'm pretty sure. It doesn't look like the green... Oh, green Dragon Hide. I was doing the leather. I can't speak, man. The leather. Green Dragon Hide. We'll go ahead and sell these. Let's see. Check the margin on these really quick. It's an okay margin. We'll do a few of them. It's not something I would typically hit. Again, I'm looking for like a 10 GP on the Dragon Hides, but... I think, like, what was that? 6 GP? It's pretty good. Syratube and Brews. We could do the Brews as well. Brews are not, like, my favorite to do. They're okay. They're typically not as good as the Prayer Potions in my experience. A lot of checks on the Amethyst Crystal today. We're actually even going to move it up farther. I think we can get them off for 1,040. Oh, what I mean by someone undercutting or overcutting. So basically, what I mean by that is when you notice that one item buys and sells, you typically know that someone has already someone margin checks you. Oh, brews. Sorry, sorry, Tyler. Crush nests are used for brews and not super restores. Thank you for clearing that up. But yeah, a margin check or an overcut or an undercut is when someone sees what you're listing your price for, and then they go 1 GP over or 1 GP under. That way, their offer fills before yours, and that makes them, you know, have an advantage over you. So that's what an overcut or an undercut is. Typically, if I do a margin check, I usually overcut and undercut as well. So it's not really like... I mean, sure, if you know someone is undercutting or overcutting you, I guess it's frowned upon, but typically you're never going to know who it is doing it. So, I mean, it's just part of flipping, honestly. I mean, I think every flipper hates it, but every flipper does it. It's kind of one of those things. On live stream, it's a little frustrating, though, I gotta be honest. But you know what? We worked through it. It's not the first time. 18 people in here. Welcome, everybody. Hopefully you are having a great Wednesday evening. I know I am. Thank you for stopping by today. Do drop a like if you are enjoying this live stream. It really does help me out a lot. Subscribe if you want more flipping content like this. I'm always bringing flipping content and flipping live streams to the channel for you guys to enjoy, so hopefully you do enjoy it. And on top of that as well, we do have a Discord group. There's a link in the description below for that. We talk about flipping tips and strategies in there all day long, so we'd love to have you in there. And I post a lot of my own flips in there, just like anything that I find really good, I just throw it in there and show you guys the profits I'm making. 1.7 mil. We might as well try to get it to the 2 mil mark before we wrap up the stream today. Let's do the rune dart tips next. These are a bulk item actually that a lot of people buy and sell, but typically I can get like a 5 GP margin on these, which I find pretty solid. 3 GP, probably going to skip over that, although it's not the worst in the world. I do want to try to get a little bit more profit though. Try checking out the Eternal Boots here. Wow, really bad margin on them. That's crazy. We didn't even lose 100, or sorry, we didn't even lose 1K on the margin check. That's wild. 73 mil still to work with. We can do maybe the Hydro Leather, but I'm actually going to avoid that. We're going to do a flip that I have not touched in a long time that I kind of just remembered about, to be quite honest, and that is the Amethyst Arrow. I have not flipped these in a while, but I used to love flipping them a lot, but the 2 GP margin is not really great. Dino says, wow, you have a sweet last name, dude. He says, the Brimstone Boots are good at the moment. We could check out the Brimstone Boots, but like I called it, guys, the Amethyst Crystal are selling for 1,040, so I'm pretty happy to see that, to be honest. We're going to knock the Lance down. Let's see, still 73 mil. I don't want to do the Brimstone Boots. It's not really a great item for me personally. I don't love doing them. But we could do... I'm trying to think of an item that's like around 10 mil that we could try. Oh, how can I forget? The Armadillo crossbow, or not crossbow, the Armadillo Godsword and the Bandos Godsword, those are really two solid flips for a 200 mil cash stack, especially doing the limits of them. They're pretty safe as well. What, we got like a 30k margin on the Armadillo Godsword? Very nice. I think we can do 7 of them. Yeah, we can do 7, so that's great. And the Lance sold as well, so we're happy to see that. 1.8 mil in profit, guys. Let's keep it rolling here. Cut back on the, since we are coming up to the 2 mil mark, we're going to cut back on the Green Dragon Hide as well. The Cook Karambwans have started buying too. I think they will be a pretty hard item to sell. I'll be honest. These Cook Karambwans have been cheap for a long time, and it's going on a pretty straightforward price run right now. So we'll see what happens with those. Also, we got to sell these diamonds as well. They've been sitting for a little bit here now. We'll turn around and sell the monkfish here too. 381 will do. I think everything is moving pretty solid right now. I don't really have a lot of complaints with what's going on right now. The middle of the stream was pretty tough today as far as finding good flips was, but hey, we're making it past it, and we've got some good stuff going right now. Look at that, man. They instantly sold all of them at once. Someone just like instant bought the limit. So we'll take that. We'll take that, what is it, 66k profit into the bank today. Very nice. 65k apparently. 20 mil still to work with. Let's check the blood runes again. I checked them earlier in the live stream today. It was only a 1 GP margin. I'm going to check it again just because it is a very quick flip and you can get some money off of it sometimes. Mage's Book, decent suggestion, but those are going to take too long to flip, and there's not enough of them traded. It could be, I mean, for the live stream, I mean, and it could put us in a little bit of a rut, so I don't really want to do the Mage's Book too much. I'm going to try to do some high volume stuff until we actually get to that 2 mil mark here. We should probably cut back on the lance, though. That's not really working out for us too much here. Let's try the necklace of anguish, though. Love flipping this thing. These are good because they're not like the safest flip, but they're also not that dangerous. We'll get 3 of these going here. And we'll also try, let's see, we have 72 mil here. So we need to make sure we're putting this in the right place. We already did the air orbs today, so I can't really do that. Adamant ore is a sleeper, but I know you don't like free-to-play items. True. Did you try BGS after AGS? I did not. Let's do that. That was a good suggestion. Thank you, Tyler. John Stewart popping in here today. Welcome, John. He says, hey, Sierra, just wanted to let you know to not click any links. Scammers use it to try to get your IP. All right, I will not be clicking any links today. I do appreciate the warning, though. A lot of hacking going on in RuneScape recently, so it really is a shame to see some of the bigger streamers and you know, content creators here on RuneScape get some of their accounts hacked. It's kind of a shame. 3.5 mil. Let's do the tried and true, one of my favorite all-time flips. I know I say that a lot, but the Adamant Dart, man. This thing kills it. Like, I'm telling you, this is one of the this is the best low-cost item that you can flip. I put all my money on that. Look at that. The limit is literally 950k, dude. 200 or 2 GP margin on it most of the time, but overnight I flip these for like 7 to 8 GP margins. So they're a really awesome flip. I highly recommend you check out the 10 to 100 mil flipping series I have if you want to see me do some awesome work with these Adamant Darts. I think in the newest episode we had like a 10 GP margin overnight. It was actually insane. Anyway, let's go ahead and flip these anguishes. We're actually going to cut the margin a fair bit on those. Everything is going well, just sitting back, watching all of our flips sell here. 17 people, welcome everybody. Thank you for stopping by today. Do drop a like if you are enjoying the stream, really does help me out a lot. It's weird because some items are doing really well and other items are just not doing as great. We'll try to sell these monkfish for 380. But we have a question coming in from Wakong. He says, how do you figure out the price you should leave a buy offer overnight for? So that's a good question. It's not as straightforward as you might think. The best way to actually do it is, what you want to do is, one, look at a site like GE Tracker. See what price an item bounces around throughout its day period, right? So what is it buying for, you know, at its lowest point of the day? What is it selling for at its highest point in the day? Once you know that, do a margin check on the item in-game and figure out what it's currently trading for. Then, what I do is I typically list, like, depending on the item, I'll just list, like, a couple, it's kind of hard to explain. If it's a high margin item, I'll list, like, maybe between 5 and 15 GP under the current margin, sometimes 20 GP. It really depends on how much the item has been fluctuating and what the GE tracker graphs look like. If it's a kind of a higher margin item, it's not traded as much. I would say the best way to do that is really just using GE Tracker and looking at the low prices and the high prices during the day, and then listing around those prices. That's typically what I would do. It kind of takes a lot of experience to do overnights really efficiently, and even I still learn a lot about it. So anyway. XCAS says, how much profit have you made since the start of flipping, would you say? So basically, I've made all of my GP pretty much from flipping since the start of this YouTube channel. So about a bill, I would say, from flipping. Anyway, I see your comment, John. I'll read it here in 1 sec. Let me just go ahead and list a few offers. Can you show an example of how you do an overnight analysis, I think you mean? Yeah, okay. Wow, a lot of comments coming in here. Welcome, everybody. give me 1 sec. We'll do that analysis in a second here. Let me just check everything first. And we have a comment coming in saying the stamina potions have about a 50 GP margin, so we're going to try and hit that as well. Ah, that is a really solid margin. Thank you for the heads up on that. We'll go ahead and list a few of those, let them do their thing here. We're going to turn around and sell these adamant darts as well for 89 GP each. Perfect. We'll let that sit for a little bit. Now, we have the 2 Bandos God Swords here as well. We're going to turn around and sell them. And yeah, we can do our GE tracker investment for you guys, or analysis for you guys. What item do you guys want me to analyze for an overnight flip? Let me know the item and I'll go ahead and set it up and we can totally take a look at it. Those amethyst crystals finished up, by the way, as well. It's very nice. Let me know what item you want me to see overnight and I can go ahead and take a look and do some overnights on it. Addy darts. The Addy darts I'm not going to do because they typically are always around the same price, and that one's not as exciting. It's not as challenging. Typically, if I was to list adamant darts overnight right now, I'd probably list them for 84 GP each. 84 or 83. 83 might be a bit low. I would say like 84 is probably good. Maybe 83. I don't know. 84 or 83. It would be one of those. Typically, though, I'll give you a tip when you're doing overnight flips. Tend to estimate like it's going to go lower than you think, because if you estimate too high and the item buys but it crashes, then you have like a super high quantity of an item that is completely tanked. So try to guess on the low side. It's better if an item doesn't buy overnight and you don't make any money than it is to lose money. So just keep that in mind. Superior Dragon Bone says Offi CKP. Yeah, we can do that. Superior Dragon Bones is a great suggestion. Thank you for that. We'll do the Superior Dragon Bones. Give me a minute to pull it up and set it up for you guys, and then we'll get that right underway. Now let's go ahead and pull up the site here. I think this should work. No, that is not the web page I wanted. Hope you guys like chat. Okay, hold on 1 sec, guys. Yeah, give me 1 sec here, and we'll get this underway for us. Alright, you guys should be able to see that now. Let me just adjust it here. Alright, let me know if that looks good to you guys. When you guys give me the okay, we'll go ahead and do the investment analysis. Should be okay looking for you guys, though. I want to make sure it's not too stretched and you can actually read it. We also did hit the 2 mil mark. We hit the 2.1 mil. Looks good. Okay, awesome. How old are you, by the way? I am 23. Now, let's go ahead and list off what we do these for overnight. So, this is typically how I go through an item investment. Hopefully, this will help you guys out a little bit. And while I'm doing this, please ask me any questions in the live chat. I'd love to go through it with you guys and kind of talk a little bit more about it if you do need the info. So, now, currently, we can see the Superior Dragon Bones are trading for about 11,375 GP each, with their sell price at 11,389 GP each. So that's looking pretty good. It looks like it's on the high end for the month, and the prices are coming down here overnight, or just over the day, I guess, in this current point. So we can see that they peaked around 11,490, and they're currently going back down in price. Just off the bat, I would expect them to probably stop around 11,300 again. So when I'm looking at this overnight, I'm thinking, okay, in a 24-hour period, if the item is already moving downwards in price, how much farther is it probably going to go overnight? So then I'll usually take a look at the weekly, and we can see there's kind of a lot of sideways movement. It is still trending downwards, but things are still going sideways for the most part. We can see that a lot of these buy prices are getting pretty cheap, though. We can see the buy price is stretching pretty far from the sell price, and that's what I call gapping. When an item's buy price and sell price are farther apart and the margin is big, that is called gapping. So if there's a lot of gapping going on, it means that there's a pretty fair amount of price uncertainty with the item. So if we go look at the day view, That's not really going to provide us a lot of information, to be quite honest. But it does look like that today, one was bought for 11,376, and one was actually sold for 11,438. So if I was to list these overnight, I do know that they are traded a fair bit. So I would probably go with a price listing of around 11,335, maybe, is what I would aim for. GE Tracker doesn't always put all the lowest price, like the buying points in. Sometimes it does miss a few offers. So I do think that this item can go a lot cheaper overnight. And I think 11,325 is about right for where I think it's going to land. We did have a few trading for 11,376 today. So overnight, when there's a little bit of fluctuation of demand and supply, I think we could get a few for 11,325 maybe, but 11,335 if you want to play it safe. Should be able to get a few of those overnight and then sell them in the morning for hopefully a little bit more. Although if the item does move up in price overnight, that offer is not going to fill. Hopefully that makes sense. I know it's kind of hard to explain, and I came up with like a probably seemingly random price point, but it's actually not random at all, and I think it's actually a pretty good price point to go in at here. Anyway, there we go. We are back on the main screen. Let me know if you guys have any questions about that. I know it's not the most straightforward thing, but hopefully it was helpful. Thanks, man. No problem. And if that was a high margin item, by the way, guys, I would treat it a little bit differently. I would probably make the listings a lot lower than just like 50 GP under a current margin, but recheck your diamond. I'm actually probably going to let a lot of these items sit because I will be wrapping up the stream here in about a minute or so. So I'm going to just list the rest of the stuff and let it sit overnight, and I think it'll sell, honestly. This Bando's God Sword should sell as well. So everything here looks fine as far as the listings go. Although it would be nice to get all the cash back and just show you guys everything. Well, this finished, so we can just take that. But anyway, we still have the profit here on the side anyway. So for a little bit over an hour, about an hour and 20-minute session, we were able to walk away with 2 mil. Really, really solid profit on that today. Well, 1.6 mil in the past hour as well. Holy cow, we've got a donation coming in from Tomb. He says, Addy ore before you go, please. Okay, well, since you donated some money, we'll go back and we'll flip the adamant ore for you, man. Thank you so much. We'll adjust everything too, just to see if we can get anything else off. Thank you so much for the donation, dude. I really don't get a lot of those, so it really means a lot that you think my content is good enough to spend a couple dollars for. So do appreciate it. We'll check the margins here, and we'll just kind of do a little check on everything. I really didn't expect that to come through, so I do appreciate it, man. Made my night, bro. Let's do the diamonds next. Let me just check the sell. 18, 19. Okay, we gotta do like 18, 17. We gotta get rid of these things, man. It should be good. Monkfish, probably 378 would be good on those. Try to get everything off before the end, but if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. Now, we did have a request for the adamant ore, so we'll go ahead and try flipping these here at the end. Oh, I forget, it's always called adamantine ore. Let's see. There it is. Okay, we'll check these out real quick. Again, free-to-play items, not my favorite items to flip, because if you're on a members world, first of all, you might as well flip members items. The margins tend to be a little bit better. But at the same time, like, free-to-play items are the most competitive items in the game. Everyone can trade a free-to-play item, whether you pay for the game or you don't. So, since they're so competitive, I tend to find the margins are hard, they don't stay as long, and they're not as good. Just my experience. I'm not going to do the full limit of the Addy ores. We'll do a few. We'll see how it goes. I don't want to sit on them for too long, though. And these diamonds are going as well, so everything is going well right now. We'll let those cook up for a little bit. Off all those Diamond Dragon Bolts E, we didn't even make... Oh, wow, that was actually really fast. Holy cow. 1,219 is what we'll sell these for. We'll also go back. We'll try to flip, actually, more of them while we wait here. Anyway, guys, I do hope you did learn something today from these flips. These live streams are all about teaching you guys how to flip and make money in old school RuneScape. So if you have any questions or concerns along the way while you're learning how to flip, or maybe you're an experienced flipper and you're just looking for some more advice, like, let me know, man. I'm always here, like, just answering questions and trying to teach you guys how to flip in old school RuneScape. So if you do appreciate it, drop a like, and of course, hopefully you guys will stick with me next time and for future streams. If it doesn't work, it's all good, man. Just a little $2. Hey, man, no problem. We're gonna try it out here, and we're gonna see what happens. We'll try to get the full limit of not the full limit, but we'll try to finish this quantity here and see if we can get them off. I'll be here for the next stream, mate. Nice one. Awesome, man. I'm glad to hear it. Again, we might be doing a PVM stream. I really want my webcam to come in before I do more of the PVM streams, though. So I think what we'll do in the short-term future... Oh, look at that. Adamant and ore. Instantly sold right there. 10k off 300. This is actually a better item than I thought it would be. Let's go ahead, cut back on the original ore listing here. We're going to try to list it for about 1 GP under that last one. This is actually really solid. Those went pretty quickly. I was not expecting that at all. At $2, man. Feels good, mate. Feels good. By the way, where are you guys tuning in from in the world? I'm always curious to know where my viewers are watching from. We tend to have a lot of people from the Netherlands, actually, that watch these streams. So if you're from the Netherlands, let me know. Personally, myself, I'm coming at you from the United States. But anyway, I always love hearing where you guys are coming from. We got the UK, Florida, Portugal. Freaking awesome, man. The international community. That's why I love doing these live streams. Like, I literally go live on my YouTube channel, and we have people all around the world that are tuning in. Maple Leaf Gang. That's funny, man. Finland. All right, dude. Finland. UK. Look at this, man. Amazing. A lot of UK in here today. All right. I went to London once. It was pretty cool. USA. Grubby. All right. USA rep. We also have Tomb from Florida as well. Dude, what? People in the live chat are talking about where they're from as well. That's so weird. Not the live chat, the in-game chat. That is so odd. What are the odds, dude? Literally, what are the odds? Look at this. I'll show you. Look, like, literally right when I said it out loud, they started talking about it. What? Anyway. It's like they heard me through the game or something, man. It looks like the monkfish are coming off as well, so that's actually good to see. It was weird though, because the monkfish were advertising like a 6 GP margin originally, and now they're only a 2 GP margin. I just made 2 mil off flipping the Dragon Hunter Lance. Yeah, the Lance is a really solid flip. Typically when I go and flip them, I can get like over 100k margins. I don't know why there's such a good item, but I think because they're in such high demand that the margins are just insane on them all the time. I really think that's the reason, because people buy and sell lances and Dragon Hunter crossbows all the time, since they're so expensive. We're just waiting for these last 2 items to finish up, guys. Then we will be wrapping up this stream today, but I really do hope you guys enjoyed it. I mean, I'm doing this all the time here on YouTube, so we'd love to just have you stick around for another live stream. Definitely some interesting content coming your guys' way. We also have the 10 to 100 mil flipping series that I've been grinding out, and that's been going super well as well. So if you guys want to check that out, I highly recommend it. You can find it on my channel, or if you join my Discord group, there's a link in the description below for that. We can easily shoot you a link to it, like no problem. See, I love just like talking about flipping and throwing a couple items up on the Grand Exchange and stuff, and just chatting through it. But Dino was asking thoughts on items that buy and sell slow but have good margins. Interesting question. So these are good items to flip. Now, typically the way I go about items like that, Dino, is what I do is, if I know I'm not going to be playing RuneScape much over the next couple of days, what I'll do is I'll try to flip items like that. Some items that I've tried in the past that have had some decent success is the Zolandra teleports and the Revenant Cave teleports. Those are items that trade pretty slowly but have really good margins. So what I would do is I would just put listings in that I thought were fairly cheap listings that might buy, and I would just let them go overnight, and then I'd go on mobile, check in the morning, reset them, try to buy more, and just in hopes in the future that they would be worth a bit more in price. I'd also turn around and sell the ones that I did currently have on me if the item did go up. So that's kind of how I handled that entire situation. That way you're actually using your time more effectively, and you're using it on slow items that have good margins, since when you have a lot of time, you want to do slower items because you don't have to check them as much and you can make a good profit. I will say though, they are a little bit more difficult to flip, and they can go pretty badly as well. Typically what will happen is if one player owns a lot of the supply of an item and they crash the item, then it's not going to go too well for you. So it's not always a good situation. Sometimes I flip the Anku items and things like that. Personally, I'm not a big fan of cosmetic items to flip, but I will say that cosmetic items do have really great margins. They're pretty tough flips to do. You do need a lot of time most of the time, and when I log on, like, I usually come to the Grand Exchange, buy and sell a bunch of items back and forth, do a couple flips, and when I get off for the night, it's typically when I list my overnight flips. So when I'm online, I usually like to actively flip with my cash stack. Sometimes if I'm doing some PVM, I'll make some listings in there of some, pretty slow items that flip, and I'll just let them sit for a while. But besides that, if I'm not doing PVM and I'm just sitting around at the Grand Exchange, I find it better to do some active flips. Alright, we're just going to dump the rest of these monkfish instead of waiting for the 2 GP margin on them. We'll just take the rest of our cash and run away with it. And look at that, guys, 2.26 mil in profit at the end of the episode. Absolutely amazing. And I'm just really happy to see that. Look at that. That was a lot better than I thought we would do in the hour. Well, it's basically an hour and a half, but we were at like a 2 mil stack at the hour mark or so. So really solid performance today. Anyway, guys, if you did enjoy the stream, let me know. It really does mean a lot to me. So just drop a like if you did enjoy it. And we have a few questions here at the end we'll wrap up answering. And Tomb thinks it would be a sick stream idea to do PVM and slow-moving merch items at the same time. The only problem... You're facing the wrong way, man. The only problem with that is people can see my listings when I put them up, and then they could overcut me, and then since I'm PVMing, I can't really do much about it. But still, we can try it anyway. And then Wakong MG says, you're going to put up any offers overnight. I am going to put some overnight offers up, but I will not be doing it on the stream today, since I will be putting my full cash stack into those overnight flips, so I'm not going to go ahead and do it. But I will be listing them here in a couple of minutes, right after I end the stream, so I'm not going to show that to you guys today, but if you are interested in seeing some overnight flipping, check out my guide I have on my YouTube channel. I've got a whole guide on how to do overnight flips in old school RuneScape, and we did do it earlier on the live stream today. We did an analysis on that, and if you guys want to see more overnight flips, just let me know in the comments of my videos, or join my Discord and message me. I can definitely add more overnight flipping to the streams and to the channel in general. Anyway, guys, thank you for tuning in today. Please leave a like if you enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time.